Hey, it's Father Taylor, and it's Christmas Eve, and it's about 1:20 right now as I'm making this little video. And so just a couple of announcements and maybe just a couple of thoughts about Christmas Eve. We had a great service last night. The weather was beautiful and perfect. The whole parking lot, snow, the lights, it just was a great service. We were able to have the outdoor music. It was a beautiful service, and we hope to do a service like that today at 4 o'clock. Currently, we have more people signed up than we're supposed to have, but I guess am I supposed to throw somebody out if they come for a Christmas Eve service? But we're trying to be careful. But that service today is at 4. When you enter, please enter carefully. There'll be some people working the parking lot. We have to carefully get people in because we have people walking, and then we have to, at the end of it, get people out. So just be patient and quiet as you come and go in the cars. Someone will hand you a bulletin that has everything you need to know. You'll also be handed your communion set. And so we're looking forward to that service today at 4 o'clock. After that service, we have to get a lot of things back in the building because shortly after that service, as you know, we're supposed to have this, beautiful weather event. And I have reindeer in my front yard, and I've got to move them because I don't want to surprise some child with flying reindeer that aren't meant to be flying. So we are going to need some help getting Christmas trees and things back in the building. So if you have a few minutes after the service, please help us to break things down, things that are going to fly away. At 9 o'clock tonight, 9 o'clock, we have a beautiful service where it's partially live. I'll be in the church. Carol Noonan has done a spectacular job to help the church look great on camera, poinsettias and just all the candles and things. So we're looking forward to that. That's at 9 o'clock. And information about getting into that service is in this eBlast that you're looking at. That's at 9 o'clock. Paula and the choir and the Kathy and the contemporary group. I mean, everybody has done so much work in the past months and weeks and last couple of days to get this together. So we're really hoping, not just that it's pretty on your screen, but that it allows you to go deeper, in a sense, in prayer, in worship tonight. So that's at 9 o'clock. Here's what you don't know, this is new. On Sunday, the 9:45 service is again, like last Sunday, done by 3 churches all together to do lessons and carols. So it is not the average Sunday Eucharistic service, it's lessons and carols. Sunday, that's at 9:45. That's a pre-recorded service. In order to put it together, we had to get all kinds of things going. So that's a pre-recorded service. I want to offer you 2 things. Tomorrow, Christmas Day, at 9 o'clock, you can come on to our morning prayer. So all you have to do is just come into your Zoom link, come into the morning prayer, and we're going to have a morning prayer version of a Christmas service with some music. So that's tomorrow. But on Sunday, the Lessons and Carols Day, on Sunday, we also have at 8 o'clock, we have morning prayer. Morning prayer, you're not required to say anything out loud. Some people say, I don't want to come in because I'm not used to praying out loud. You can simply be there, and all the words, I pull up the screen with the words for morning prayer and the readings, you can simply be a part of it. Before the service, people come on Zoom. It is the service, the online service, which is as close to church as we have. The people who come on and get ready to pray, they talk, we catch up, we talk about prayer needs, people crack jokes. It's kind of like, it's like coffee hour, and then we have a little of that before and a little bit afterwards. So again, today, 4 o'clock, 9 o'clock. Tomorrow morning, 9 o'clock morning prayer with Christmas music. It'll be great. You can just come. Sunday morning, 8 o'clock morning prayer on Zoom, and lessons and carols at 9:45. The part that has really impressed me this year about Christmas is one, reflecting on where are we this Christmas. It has been a very difficult year. Even if everything else in your life is going well, the whole idea of the COVID virus, more than 350,000 Americans alone have died. Some of you have lost jobs or seen your jobs in jeopardy or had furloughs. You haven't been able to be with friends and families. Many of us will be celebrating Christmas in our little pods and some alone. It's a hard, hard time. Add to that if you've had other issues, like a health issue, or someone you know has had a health issue or a death. It just really has made it a hard year. As I thought about the first Christmas, I'm guessing that Mary and Joseph, on the way up from up the north to go down to Bethlehem, I bet you they were saying, this has been a very hard year. The Romans are in control of the region. We have this terrible, terrible leader, Herod, who's so focused on himself and his own power. And he's, in a sense, supported like a puppet for the Romans. Taxes are the world. Our economy is crashing. And now, simply because Caesar, faraway Rome, wants to do a census, which also involves taxation, we have to make this long trip while you're about to have a baby. That's pretty rough. They weren't taking Amtrak. They weren't taking like the 2-hour flight. They were traveling on the road. When they got to Bethlehem, as you know, there were really no inns. I mean, there was no like inns and hotels in Bethlehem. The way people, when they say there was no room, what they mean was that every family had an extra room in these little very basic houses they've lived in, an extra room. Sometimes they brought the local animals in, their own personal animals, into the back room. Sometimes when there were guests, they put guests in the room. Some of them had a room that was kept above the regular floor that was sometimes called the upper room. But nevertheless, there were no like hotels. It wasn't like they went to Williamsburg for a beautiful Christmas and all the hotels. It wasn't just that innkeepers said, you can't, there's no room for you. It's when he went to Bethlehem, he went because that's where his family of origin is. And so his cousins said to him, we have no room. So they're really, being rejected by own family members. Talk about a hard year. And here he is coming out, and they're late. They're going out to this place where basically it was like a place for local traveling animal groups. Like they could bring them in to feed them at this in this area, and they laid this baby in a manger. That's a hard year. So the context of what happens is as close to as hard as you want it to be. I mean, we can relate to that. But what was happening wasn't just that it was a cute baby with this beautiful little lamb that was there. There's the rest of that picture. What was happening, it was the fulfillment of God's promise, summed up in this word, Emmanuel. God with us. God with us. And so in Christmas, we recognize that there is a moment in time when God not only saw us, but came to be with us in Jesus. God coming to be with us. And he wasn't born in the big palace. And he wasn't born in Rome. He was born in a manger in a pretty small town that wasn't doing particularly well in a very hard year. God with us in the worst of our years. And there's a lot that we can think about. The fact that God speaks through angels to come to shepherds, to become the first people to hear this news that it's happening, and just all that means. And so I'm praying that for you, whether you come to a 4:00 service today or you came yesterday, whether you come tonight on our 9:00 service, whatever you're doing for Christmas, I pray that you can get a moment to begin to realize that we're just not going through religious tradition here. we are reacquainting ourselves with this fact that God is with us. That God is with us. He came in Jesus, and by now, by the Spirit, God is with us, in us. God is with us. And I'm praying that, like that star shining in the sky above me there, might give some light, particularly if you're having a dark Christmas. And it's a reason to celebrate, whether you've had a great year or a hard year. So anyway, there are some issues with some schedules. I gave you all the schedule stuff, and there's a little word about the message of Christmas this year. And so God bless you and be safe. Hope you keep your power, through Christmas Day.